Hello, boys and girls. It's Teacher Kath here, and it's great to be back teaching you Sunday school. So I'm very excited about today's story because I think it's really relevant for the time such as now. So it's from 2 Kings chapter 5. Naaman was a very important man in a very important army of a very important country. So you see, he was very, very important. But Naaman was sick. He had leprosy, which is a nasty thing that stops you from feeling anything. Bits of you fall off without noticing, like bashed fingers and squished toes. It might sound funny, but it wasn't, and Naaman certainly wasn't laughing. There was no cure. It never went away, and in the end, it killed you. Naaman needed help. So this makes me think a little bit like now, because now we have to wear masks because of a sickness that they're looking for the cure and they can't find a cure. And if people get really sick with this, then they die. So what do we do with this? How do we handle this? Well, let's see what happened to Naaman. How did he try to find a cure? Now, there was a little slave girl who worked for Naaman, and she knew someone who could help him. But there was a problem. Naaman was her enemy. Not long before, Naaman had led a raid on her home in Israel. He had killed her whole family and carried her off to Syria and made her into a slave. Every night she cried herself to sleep. She had lost everything. Now imagine if you knew someone who could help someone that was your enemy. Would you help them? I don't know, but let's see what she did. Why would she, of all people, want to help Naaman? Didn't she hate him and want to hurt him back? Didn't she want to make him pay for the wrong he'd done? That was what you would expect, but instead of hating him, she loved him. Instead of hurting him, she forgave him. Wow. You see, she wanted Naaman to get well. So she sent him to a friend or to someone that she knew who believed in God that could help him. I'll go, said Naaman, loading up his wagons and putting on his flashing armor. But I'll go to the palace before that, where someone important like me is healed. So he hurried off to Israel and went straight to the king. My healing, please, he announced. I can do lots of things, the king replied, but only God can heal. Just then a message from Elisha arrived. Send Naaman here, it read. So Naaman hurried off to Elisha's home. You see, there he's hurrying off to Elisha's home. He just sent a servant instead. Doesn't Elisha realize who I am? Naaman thought. But the servant said next made him even crosser. Wash in there. Oh my goodness, look where he's telling him to wash. Oh no. Stinky. Just wash, Naaman laughed. In that slimy, stinky river. He looked around to see if this was some kind of joke. It wasn't. Any person can wash in a river, he thought. I am Naaman. I am important. I should do something important so God would heal me. And he rode off angry. Of course, you and I both know that that's not how God does things. All Naaman needed was nothing. It was the one thing that Naaman didn't have. God knew that Naaman was even sicker on the inside of his heart than he was on the outside. Naaman was proud. He thought he didn't need God. His heart didn't work properly. It couldn't feel anything. You see, Naaman had leprosy of his heart. God was not going to heal Naaman's skin. He was going to heal his pride. Naaman finally agreed to wash in the river, and instantly his skin became smooth like a baby. Naaman wanted to pay Elisha. God healed you. You can't pay, Elisha said. It's free. And so it was that a very sick man was healed, all because of a little tiny servant girl who forgave him. God knew sin was like leprosy. It stopped his children's hearts from working properly, and in the end it would kill them. Years later, God was going to send another servant to forgive as he did, to forgive all of God's children and heal the terrible sickness in their hearts. Their hearts were broken, but God can mend a broken heart. So if you are fearing, maybe not leprosy, but if you are fearing COVID, Maybe you should also think not just about the outside, but your heart and your inside. Is your heart ready to die? What happens if the sickness came to you? Are you ready to die? Are you ready to face death? I'm thankful that I am, because I know Jesus. And Jesus is in my heart, and I believe in him and I trust him, that even when hard times come, he will help me through. So I pray that you will put your trust in Jesus Christ, that not only will he heal your heart, but he will heal your outside too. So God bless you, and I hope this Bible lesson touched your heart as it touched mine. Bye.
There is peace in Christ when we learn of him. Feel the love he felt for us when he bore our sins. Listen to his words, let them come alive. If we know him as he is, there is peace in Christ. He gives us hope when hope is gone. He gives us strength when we can't go on. He gives us shelter in the storms of life. When there's no peace on earth, there is peace in Christ.
There is peace in Christ when we walk with him through the streets of Galilee to Jerusalem. Mend the broken hearts, dry the tear-filled eyes. When we live the way he lived, there is peace in Christ.
He gives us hope when hope is gone. He gives us strength when we can't go on. He gives us shelter in the storms of life. When there's no peace on earth, there is peace in Christ. Hope when hope is gone. He gives us strength when we can't go on. He gives us shelter in the storms of life. When there's no peace on earth, there is peace in Christ. When there's no peace on earth, there is peace in Christ.